Well, the digital dark age is here. I have just lost some of my work. It doesn't exist anymore. I had been warned. They've been public historians, Tad, for instance. I tag you, Tad. Journalists have been trying to tell us this. I've downloaded all my stuff, thank God, a year ago when Vice just was like, oh, we went bankrupt. Lights out, and all of the people I followed with the journalists were like, oh my God, and like frantically trying to make everything into a PDF so they had proof that they even wrote these articles. And by the way, when you pitch an article to a magazine or any publication, you're supposed to put a hyperlink of your work. So we don't have that anymore. Thank God I can at least send in PDF, but they don't like PDFs in when you pitch something. Anyway, let me tell y'all something, okay? Do not trust that the internet is forever, but it's also not. Okay? Like, something that could ruin your life will probably be out there forever, but something you worked on really hard that you love, especially if you're a journalist, a storyteller, comedian, writer, historian, fill in the blank, whatever, don't assume that a platform might not just turn the lights off with no warning. The only reason I even knew this happened is in one of my writing groups. Posted this. By the way, Shondaland took down everything, one of their old, but I think they actually took down even newer stuff too. And people were like, oh my God. Apparently you can find some of this in the Wayback Machine, I guess. I don't know. But this article right here, it's one of the only ones I've ever mentioned my husband, much less written anything about him, because at this point, Patreon is what gets most of my, I don't share much anymore about my personal life because some of y'all are crazy. And also, I just have a lot to talk about. And my husband is not a part of my feminism. He's just a detail in my life. But this was one of the one articles that actually talked about that relationship. Gone. This was about Breadcrumb Guy and how he circled back and whatever. I don't want block these dudes, okay? The whole point of this article was that don't date men who hate you or just like don't really like you because they'll ruin your life. And then even some like like me might end up getting married, much to my own surprise and the surprise if anybody knows me. Anyway, this was a good article. It was funny. I was actually, went a little away from my usual, like, cynical crap. Gone. This is what it looks like. Page not found. Now, again, I've been warned about this, and, there's been articles written, like, what happens if this stuff is just wiped out? There's so many articles being like, yeah, like this model is probably not gonna last, but it's not just Vice, okay? Now, like, for instance, I've written, 6 articles for Washington Post, but that's owned by Bezos. And Bezos is one of the super villains. At any point, he could be like, you know what? Not only to kiss the ring, but also because I'm just a selfish prick who wants to ruin the world just like all the other billionaires. Let's just take every single feminist article out. Any article that talks about racism or slavery or, trans rights or literally anything I don't like. Let's just remove it forever. They could do that. Please, start downloading articles that you read that you like. Download them. They could disappear. Start buying books. Buy books. Like physical copies of things. If you are a creator on any of these platforms, download all your work and put it on a hard drive. Okay? And even maybe save. I don't even know. They don't make floppy disks anymore. They make none of my computers I can even put a CD in them. Whatever. Save it. Have multiple copies. Luckily, a year ago, when I saw what was happening with Vice, I was like, oh man, I don't want to lose all my work. What if that happens to any of the publications I've written for, especially my proudest work? So every single one, I took a lot of time to download every single one of the articles, over 60 articles, into a PDF. I don't know if I've printed them out yet, but I will. I've got them on my computer. I've got them on my phone. I've got them on a cloud. I've got them in a hard drive, and I'm going to print them out. Because at this point, knowledge is power, and they're taking knowledge away from us, and especially public history. And let me tell you something. As someone with a history degree, the people's history, changed my life, made me a better person. When I understood where I came from, my ancestors, and the awful stuff they did, especially, but even some good stuff, but mostly awful stuff. When I understood world history, when I understand my country and I started to understand myself, which then helped me become a better person, a more empathetic person. And I'm still learning all of that. The job will never be done. But let me tell you, right now they're actively trying to erase the people's history. Go follow Tad if you're not already. Any of the public historians that he constantly talks about, because they are They are the people who are trying to preserve the history that is actually like actively being erased right now by this administration. And if you love my work, even if you can't afford a tier on Patreon, there is a free tier. Literally just join it so that I have your email. So that if all this disappears one day, as we saw TikTok, one day they're like lights out for 14 hours and everyone else other than you can go in there and piss all over your page and do whatever while you are asleep, like Dominic Pellico style, to, literally locked all those Americans out of their account so that we could go do whatever we want to them while they are locked out. I'm telling you, that should have scared the crap out of you. This should scare the crap out of you, not because it's like my one little article, but the fact that they are literally removing access to information. Buy books, follow your favorite creator, download stuff, download your photos. Do not trust that, Apple and their cloud is just going to care about your years, decades of precious memories. Download that stuff. We are like, they have the power to put us all into a digital dark age where you have no physical copies of anything. And therefore you are cut off from your own history. I don't even trust my Kindle to hold everything anymore. I want physical copies, or at least hard drives full of stuff, especially my work. So if you're a creator, download all your stuff. Don't trust that just because it's on YouTube or TikTok that it's never going to go away. If it's in a cloud, download it. It's going to take me months to do it, but I'm doing it. And you should too. And I know it may feel like you're going to be a hoarder, but man, I am a hoarder. And yet all this stuff I've saved, somebody has the keys to that storage unit. Why do I trust psycho billionaires with the keys to the storage unit that holds my most precious valuables, which is my stories, my work, photos, memories, everything I care about? Not everything, but most things I care about are not stupid stuff that I buy. It's my life, my history, and books and knowledge that teach me things. If you value those, start downloading and saving. Do not trust any of these people. And I don't know why Shondaland did that. I love Shondaland, right? And I'm very surprised by this. At the same time, like, that's also part of the industry. The industry itself has been screwed for a long time. One of the reasons why I'm making videos now is because they wouldn't pay me anymore. Even some of my favorite publications, even some of the most left-leaning publications that let me be who I was instead of having to, tone myself down, got bought out by billionaires or faced so much, like, the industry and the journalism is in a crisis. So I had to shift to video because it was really hard to make a living writing anymore. And even some of the women's magazines one that I wrote almost 20 articles for, as soon as COVID started, they're like, sorry, we've lost advertising dollars. And they started paying me my beginner rate, half my rate. So please stop relying on ChatGPT and AI and all this crap to do things that you don't need them to do, because that's literally, they're funding that stuff, building these, like, the climate cannot handle all this AI, and it's literally taking people's jobs, right? And then at the same time, we are also trusting these psychopaths with our most precious stuff. Start making paper or physical, like please do not trust these psychopaths. Even websites that you love, that you think will never disappear, don't assume something. I have no idea why this happened. I don't. I guess some of it you can find on the Wayback Machine. I looked on it. I couldn't find my article on there. It's probably somewhere, but I don't know how to use that site yet. Luckily, I have a physical copy. And I thought I was being paranoid when I made it, but apparently not. So, you know how I say, like, don't trust men with your money? Why are we trusting these men with the stuff that is more valuable to us than money? Why was I convinced that all my stuff would be safe on websites in clouds? Why did I give them the benefit of the doubt? Well, I was socially conditioned to do so, but I'm done. Protect your stuff, protect your work, protect the things you value that other people did, and support the people you love the most. Because the algorithms also screw us, which is why 187,000 followers I have on TikTok can't access any of my work, because the algorithm just stops sending it to them. So please follow it doesn't mean you have to pay us if you can't afford. Just follow the free tier. Do what you can to follow us across platforms so you don't lose access to us since we're losing access to our work and the places that hold. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Follow my Patreon. Comet song. Comet song. Went away for the weekend and visited this little random castle town and comment song. Mo's also got a break from being totally worthless and sleeping and being my therapy dog. But he loved to be in the countryside and I didn't let myself work. I got to be Auntie Melanie and hang out with a bunch of kids that I love. Hey, comment song. Nutella for breakfast. Comment song. This is stuff I share on Patreon. And by the way, do you want a video on this dude? Because I'm watching this freaking stupid show again, and I have a lot to say about him, but I don't know if I can do all of the characters. What do you think? Because I think I'm doing one on him. But what do you think? Love is Blind. I hate the show, but y'all want this? Et voila!